Let's go.
Also, by the way, the answer is 6. We are on our third one right now, and we're going to be loading into that game here in just a moment. Just a little brain teaser. Make sure you guys are awake. You're in the moment. And here we see Lief. He is sticking with his Dr. Mario pick. And Pit?
Got
Is
some
this?
dark pit. It looks like.
I,
Yeah.
I think it's normal Pit, just with the
Is it?
colors changed.
Oh,
Yeah,
like that.
but
Trying to trip us up
hey,
over here.
I'm super about it. Pit, definitely a interesting pick. Not someone I would have thought we'd see, but a very strong character, definitely kind of fitting into that same all-rounder category that Dr. Mario is in. Um, so it should be a really good matchup. Neither of them really hit too hard, but they're able to just do everything, right? They got solid defense, solid offense, and just a barrage of hits, especially from Pitt, can
Right.
make him really frustrating to play against.
That's what it's looking like. He's landing in all those hits. We've got a lot of aerial attacks going on, which I think is definitely to Leaf's disadvantage because that's where they've been at all of Weem's games, just dashing around. And Pitt has that on Leaf, and we get to see it there with Pitt taking Leaf's first stock. And now we're 2 for 2 quickly after.
This is probably a tough adjustment for Lief, having to go from playing Samus, who, it can be aggressive, but a lot more utility focused and everything, to now just going to Pitt, who his main mission in life is to get in your face and just spin his sickle at you as much as he can, right?
Right. Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how Lief adapts, not only in this game, but over the course of this series as well. But very evenly matched. We see the electroshock come out here, and I think this actually is Dark Pit, because that looked like his electroshock. Close recovery. He does get back, though.
Pitt is going to have definitely on Lief is that recovery that Dr. Mario just doesn't have. And yeah, this is definitely a match made in heaven. Look at Dark Pit go against Dr. Mario.
Yeah, and this is a tough map too for Dr. Mario. Not being able to kind of use that wall jump on his recoveries, just goes under the stage. It'll be interesting to see. And Caster's Curse, I spoke it into existence.
Honestly.
I feel like I need to apologize for Lief there for cursing him. But that's going to be, Dusk in his first game coming in and already shaking things up. He's going to get a big 2-0 win in that first game, 2 stocks to none. Wow, that was, again, another quick game, but what are you going to do? Dark Pit.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, I guess, in the future of the round robin series we've got going on is Weems versus Dusk. I think that's going to be really fun to see against each other. But man, what is it with Lief this round? Is he going to change his character this time, or maybe stick with it? Because it is definitely a solid character for him.
Yeah, I don't think Dr. Mario is a great matchup against Dark Pit, especially. If I'm him, I'm maybe going for someone a little bit more defensive. Someone maybe like a Pac-Man, a Robin, a Snake, someone that kind of punishes his opponents for getting up close, right? And Dark Pit does have that arrow, which is kind of the extent of his projectiles there. But it's just chip damage, really, at the end of the day. And if you can cut out a whole giant portion of Pit's moveset, I think that's worth it in my mind. But again, it's like I said earlier, the best character pick is always the one you're most comfortable with. So very likely that we just see a Lief continue to go with Dr. Mario here. But hey, I'm sitting in the caster's chair for a reason, because I'm not good enough to be gaming. We'll see what he ends up doing. It's because actually I'm so old. The arthritis in my fingers doesn't let me hold a controller anymore.
I bet. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. I'm so sorry about that. Speaking of, something I guess that would be good to mention is that these players are doing blind picks. They do not see who each person is picking to play for these rounds. So just something to keep in mind. Something that I learned about today as well. But yep. Um,
And we actually do have a little brag update here. What will be Leaf's highest damage percentage during the stream? That was one of the brags that we had on our app. And he hit that 150% plus mark that we were going for. I think, that was a pretty easy one. Definitely would have hammered the over on that. And as we get into our second game, Leaf is
And
switching
we
it
do
up for the
see a
people.
game changer. Yes, I know we're seeing Kirby, our goated character that we've been talking about pretty much even
Oh,
before this tournament
Kirby.
started.
Kirby, the harbinger of destruction, the most powerful character canonically to ever exist, ever. Oh no, get back! Oh, great recovery. I am going to be honest, this is about to become the most biased casting ever. I am a
Absolutely.
full
I'm with you there,
believer.
Ryan.
We
I'm with you
need to
there.
see
Believers
elite
on this
Kirby
end.
gameplay.
Absolutely.
The believers in the chat. Kirby, I think Kirby too is a great kind of counter pick to pit. Kirby is definitely like a pressure type character. Focuses on finding those openings and weaknesses. Really heavy in close range combat.
Awesome
And,
directional influence too, and recovery, which is a change of pace from Dr. Mario, which I think Leaf definitely needed, just not in that stock, I guess.
just not that song. Hey, I mean, Kirby, I never said it was going to be easy, right? But it will 100% be worth it. And a great way to back off on that up B, make sure he gets the secure on the kill. And now, just like that, he's got to 2-2. The believers are looking good.
It's going by so fast. They're kind of avoiding each other now. They're scared, but now we're getting finally some close combat, which is something I've been dying to see because we've had so many projectile characters thus far.
That is one issue about characters with floaty recoveries, right? When you can't get onto stage or get to that edge really quickly, it leaves you super vulnerable, just floating in the air for a long time. And now Dusk definitely able to put the pressure on. Any percent that he can get here is just bonus. He's playing with house money. Meanwhile, Lief definitely needs to pick up the stock quickly. He's doing a good job getting some heavy hits in. Kirby, you wouldn't necessarily expect it from looking at him, but he hits hard, especially when he can land some of those combos. The electroshock to recover, which is honestly a good play there. It kind of prevents Lief from moving in on the edge guard. And another big hit.
As embarrassing as it is to admit, I forgot what Kirby's move is. There's game.
Oh.
You know what? I'm just not even gonna finish my thought. It's that's game. That's important. So good job to Dusk. Round of applause.
And Tim in the chat putting it best. Dusk rolled in here and is now 2-0 on the only person that we were able to see give Weems a really hard time. He's looking really good so far. That dark pit is definitely treacherous to deal against. But man, oh man, I wanted it so bad in my heart. I needed to see Kirby win something there.
Don't speak too soon. We have future rounds. Maybe somebody will listen. And
we have to see
Kirby for the future.
Yeah, hey, if you as a guaranteed way of having the casters on your side, right? If you pick Kirby, like we are rooting for you. No ifs, ands, or
Jigglypuff. Anybody that's cute, small, and pink, I'm here for it.
I'm not rooting for Jigglypuff. Absurd.
Well, Brian, that's fine. That's on you. Speaking of Pokemon, do you want to talk about the new Pokemon game that everyone's super excited for? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Before we talk about the new Pokemon game, let's talk about the current game that we are currently watching, which is the scoreboard coming up on your screen. You'll be able to see Dusk. He's only played 2 games so far, and he's already launched himself into second place in our round robin, and he's got a lot of games to go. And again, you were saying it, Morgan, that matchup between Dusk and Weems is going to be super interesting to see later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully, we'll have to check the schedule. Things got thrown around a little bit with the last minute sub, but hopefully, if that's our last match, that could be pretty exciting. Lief also has a lot of power in his hands. It might be it'll be very difficult for him to come back from being down here, but he still has a chance to shake things up a little bit. If he can take one game off of Dusk, it'll really put the pressure on Dusk to be perfect winning out, especially against D's. And then who knows, things might get really intense in that match against Weems. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
About to get hot and
going back to
spicy. Anyway, moving on.
100%. Yeah. Moving on. Back to what we were saying about the game everyone has been talking about, Pokemon Legends Arceus. We're allowed to talk about it. It's a Nintendo game. It's on brand. We're allowed to talk about it. It's also like the best game ever. I love it. It's a ton of fun, a really cool twist on the whole Pokemon series. I wish that the graphics were a little bit better than what they are, but at the same time, it's the Switch. You're gonna do what you can do. And at the same time, we're seeing Kirby again.
Kirby again. Yes.
Dude, Lief has decided that Kirby is going to be, whether win or lose, he wants the casters on his side, and he's going to get it. Especially LA Noir Kirby.
Wrong. Yes, absolutely. I think Leafs definitely admitted that they need recovery against a player that has pretty solid recovery when it comes to falling off the edge, because that's, I think, a lot of what we've just been seeing is pushing each other over the edge, and whether or not you can get back up, that's really the question there. So happy to see that they've got Kirby now to actually give them that advantage that they've been missing this whole time with Dr. Mario.
Yeah, and Lief, one thing we did see him do really well was adapt to Weem's play with Samus. I'm curious to see if we'll see that same kind of adaptation against Dark Pit here.
Yeah.
Pit getting lucky with the placement of those platforms, maybe not able to recover without him.
I'm holding my breath for these.
Yeah, Dusk is at a huge percent, but that's what we were talking about earlier. Having a really floaty recovery makes it easy to recover, but can also be really, really dangerous against a character that can punish you for it. And we're seeing both these characters, no fear going off stage.
Couldn't be me. Definitely could not be me. And there's our first stock. Lief has the advantage on Dusk.
A big stock there for Lief. Oh, but he's going to stay alive. I was going to say he needs to get some damage off on Dusk before he goes to really secure a lead here. But Dusk is not going to make it easy on him. He's getting thrown left and right, and that arrow is going to do the job.
Very accurate arrow placement.
Very, very impressive. Dusk, sporting a 2-0 lead in games, but all tied up here in stocks in this game 3. Curious to see Lief playing a little less aggressively than we saw initially from him, right? We saw him really trying to get in Dusk's phase before, but Dusk was starting to make him pay by the end of that second game. It looks like Lief taking a little bit more tentative approach, playing with a little bit more hit and run style, looking for his openings. Especially Dark Pit does have some pretty decent openings if he misses an attack. Move priority obviously also a huge issue, as Kirby I'm pretty sure has lower priority than Dark Pit on almost everything.
Right. It is getting really close. We are definitely. I have to stop saying definitely. I've heard myself say it too many times now.
Oh no, definitely, dude.
definitely, sure, yeah, for sure.
Definitely, yeah, no, for sure, definitely.
Oh no!
No, I definitely agree with you.
Stop!
Lief, big hit there, and Dusk able to recover. Dark Pit, a solid recovery. Lief kind of juggling Dark Pit across the stage right now. Just needs to get one hit in the right direction, or he can finish it off with that drill kick.
Lief waited for their moment and took it. That was a good move. Oh, chills again. Chills again.
This game has huge implications actually on the rest of this series or the rest of the showcase, because as you may remember, Lief did take one game off of Weems. If he can take a game off of Dusk too, Dusk and Weems would be in a position to be, I'm pretty sure, tied in games when they go into their matchup against each other, which would be really interesting, especially in a best of 3. And Leaf's going to do it with a stock to spare also. All right, and so Kirby getting the job done. Leaf really, trying to live out the casters' dreams for them, and he does it in the best way possible.
There
Huge,
we go.
huge shout out to
Here
uh
is
to
for the
Leaf there for being able
believers.
to win. So it was for the believers,
There
for
we
the
go. Thank
believers,
you. Thank you.
and
That's for
he's
you,
gonna
for
pick up
near me.
another game there. So actually, Leaf and Dusk, I'm pretty sure are going to be tied on the scoreboard, which hopefully we'll have up here in just a moment. But oh, and I think we're going to see it right here. Yeah, we do see Lief and Dusk. Lief, however, has played an extra set of games, so he does have 12 stocks
This
taken. I
is
do expect
yes.
that Dusk will be able to retake that lead without too much issue, and we'll be able to see it in the next. Oh, actually, we won't be able to see it in the next game because our next game up is going to be D's versus Leaf. But before that, we're going to go to a quick break. We will be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. And hold on, before we go, Morgan, we need to ask Chad a question. We need them to give us something to come back with. I think maybe come up with a good tagline for each of these gamers. Leaf already has, beliefers. That's really good. Dusk, I've seen some Duskers. I think maybe we can twink that a little bit. We can work on that. But let's see what you guys can come up with when we come back.